Hey, alrighty. So, we last left off. I tried to barrage you with scene controls. It's a whole lot to absorb all at once, I know. But we'll talk a little bit more. I haven't ever used ethereal or invisible walls. I don't know like what the point is for having that distinction. I'm sure it's pretty neat, and there's fun things you can do with it. I just haven't experimented too much, especially when, like I said, when you download these content packs and there's just dozens and dozens of free sets. Like just that one set that we downloaded from Moonlight Maps is what, like quite a few, and then the City Tavern ones, different layers of that. So usually you can find a decent amount of free maps. I subscribe to the Mad Irishman, or the Mad Cartographer. He used to be called the Mad Irishman. But he makes this like deals where you do like a $20 Patreon, and then you get like some ludicrous amount of maps, like 300 or 400 for that month, and all you have to do is install them on the Foundry, and then you can cancel your Patreon like right then and there, and bam, you got all of them. They do have like exclusives per month and like a few other things, but like it's really good to get a good amount of maps going. But next up we have lighting effects. So we have transition to daylight, transition to darkness. So these are built in to Foundry's core thing. On any map you're able to do this, and this is just applying a color filter gradually over it. And then you'll notice if you right click here and hit configure, you'll see that the darkness level has gone all the way up to 1. And what it does is it basically just slides this thing a little bit at a time. So now it looks like almost like a completely different map, you know. And then now you can really see the fire's lighting effect. So this guy, he has dark vision, so he can kind of see a little better. But you can see how the fire is illuminating that much area now. Then you have weather effect, or reset fog of war. This will reset all the fog of war. It's not weather yet, but we'll get there. And then we have draw light source. So this is like, it's just draw like a, maybe there's a candle here. So now you have a base light source. You can double click it and you can mess around with this. The newer version has these broken into tabs that are easier to digest. But they all do the same thing. So you can change the light color. It can be a big old pink light. Let's do that. And then now it's a pink glow. And then there's animations, which they have a whole lot more of these too. But you have like hexadome, and you can make the animation speed go really fast. You can make the intensity really low, and it like does like different little things. Oh, that looks like, ooh, that's really cool looking actually. Whoa. But yeah, you can mess around with these. You can also have them turned off. So if you want to have it pre-set up, like they go into a room and they like touch glyphs, and each glyph starts to make a glow. However you want to set it up. You can make as many, as few. They can overlap. You'll notice that walls block them. I don't know if there's a way to like change that, but for the most part, I think that's set in stone there. It's a lot of fun to mess with lighting effects. Next up, we have musical effects or sound effects. These are really fun to do. I don't recommend using like full-on like music tracks for these, but like have ambient sound effects. And one really cool thing, let me see if I can show you what I mean. You'll hear, I guess, music playing in the background doesn't help. Let me pause that. So if you listen real closely, turn this up. Maybe. Real quiet. Well, in theory, when a character's token moves closer to this source, that's the volume easing, it gets louder as they get close to that source. And you can have like one thing I like to do a lot is like whispers at a door, and you'll have the sound effect right on one side of the door. So as they get closer, the whispers get louder, and maybe they can make out some of the words they're saying. It's a fun little effect. It adds some really good like ambiance. Real fun to play around with, to see what kind of like noises and stuff you can get going. Oh, there we go. There's the fire from there. You can kind of hear it. But yeah, those are just some of the lovely little, like I said, lighting and music effects. Next up, we have journal notes. I haven't used this a whole lot, but what I understand from it is you can have like a journal entry, and you can have it like posted in the world in some way, and you're supposed to be able to have your players be able to like click on it and like double click it, and they can like pull up the thing like while it's in the world. I haven't messed around with that too much, so I don't know how well that works or if it does or not. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all there is to the scene stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and stop here. It's like I said, lighting and music. A lot of fun to mess with. You can make some really interesting scenes even from pre-made maps. So anyway, next time we're going to talk more about the characters themselves for the players, and then talk about how to like level them up and do regular gameplay stuff. See you there.